My name is Jason from King's Armament. If you are taking the time to watch this video, I really appreciate you. I haven't made any YouTube videos in a while. I'd like to get back at it. Just a couple of things as you watch it. I just finished my live fire day at the range. I'm probably gonna put this at the beginning of the video. A couple of things to note. I am not a professional shooter. I am a novice shooter, still working as hard as I can to get better. I'm filming this for two reasons. Part, to document for myself, to look back at my own training progression, and I feel like I'm on the right path. And if anybody can gain anything from what I'm doing, well, then it was worth it. I make notes from my live fire, things I want to work on, and then I go back and work on them throughout the week in dry fire. And then I also make up a list of drills. I work on the things that I saw here that I need to work on, and things I need to work up to get ready for the drills coming up for the week. This is the first time I've filmed pretty much my entire training session. It's the first time to write down, to stay really structured in my live fire, write notes after, try to commentate. So it's kind of a mess, but I hope you enjoy it. Also, lastly, I'll put this in the YouTube description, an Amazon link to this book. If you're interested in all and where I'm getting the information that I'm using to train recently, the stuff I've been working through, because like with shooting, it's a perishable skill. And I have been using a book by a guy named Ben Steger. It's called Adaptive Rifle. It's got basically everything from your stance, your grip, dry fire, drills. I'm getting just about everything I'm doing recently, I'm working out of this book. And until I feel like there's nothing left for me to learn from this book, I'm gonna keep working through it. All right, everybody, we're out at the range today. After a week of dry fire, we're here to do some live fire drills. First one up, got a target at 7 yards, got my PCSL target. We're gonna go on the buzzer, we're gonna go 2 to the A, 2 to the K, which is the head box on those, and 2 back to the A. So we'll run it and see how we do. That was 2.5, and I can see 1 out to the right on the K box. We'll go look at the targets here in a minute. Slowed down to try to keep the ones in the head box, and then I drove down on the second shot just on the line at the bottom of the A zone. .63, 1 just to the left on the A zone. Let's see if we can try to put this together. I let everything fall off there. .49. All right, let's go take a look at it. Okay. All right. My point of aim was right here on this A. And then I was aiming, because of my height over bore, I was aiming up here so that I could put them in here. A lot of my first shots were really good, and coming back down, trying to pull the rifle back down, I wouldn't get right where I was supposed to be. Letting my eye get attached to the dot, letting these fall off to the side. All right, let's get on to the next drill. All right, guys, next up is a practical accuracy drill. I got an IPSC target at 20 yards, which is just kind of this kind of shaped target with an A, B, C, A, C, and D zones. I'm gonna be shooting at 20 yards on the buzzer. I'm gonna be shooting 6 shots at the pace of my sight. So as soon as my sight is on my point of aim, I'm gonna be shooting. So I'm gonna do five rounds of that, and we'll go take a look at it after. All right, here we go. That was a 5.49. That was a 5.49. I had a real bad start to that. I let myself get taken off balance with the first shot. .87. I feel like I put a couple just outside. All right, 2 more. Here we go. I know at least one. That was a 4.43. I feel like I at least pushed one right. Last one. Well, I didn't count my rounds, so we only got 4 shots out of that one. 2.79. Let's go take a look at it. Okay, here we go. I'm working towards not using the aiming reference and trying to just grab a small spot that I decide on the target and not using that as a crutch. But I'm facing the sun, so no excuse, but I'm gonna work towards not. I knew I pulled a couple outside, so if I were to count them up, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I either pushed one out or didn't count them right. I'll count them again and make sure. I'll count them again and make sure. All right, up next, 10 yards, we got our IPSC target, which is the oval A, and then working its way out. I'm gonna be working on a doubles drill here, pairs, shooting 4 pairs per drill. So that'd be 8 rounds. And I'm gonna be shooting a pair each time my sights recover. So I'll be shooting 2 as fast as I can and letting it recover before I shoot the next 2. I've probably got more rounds on this than any drill since I started training. In the beginning, I was just literally trying to figure out everything. Everything was a mess. I was trying to figure out whatever I could do to get more stable and settled down. I'm finally getting to the point when I run this where I can somewhat diagnose, because you know this drill is meant to flush out issues with your grip, your stance, your vision, for you to be able to take those things and take it back to dry fire. In these, you know, 5 drills of 8 rounds, I'm not gonna fix anything, but hopefully I can see if that week of dry fire I just went through helped compared to the last week. No matter what drills I add or subtract each week, this will always be in there. This drill will always be somewhere in my weekly live fire. So, all right, here we go. Okay, so I miscounted on the first one. I shot 10 rounds because I had that trigger freeze on the second one. That was a 6.14. Mainly on this, you're not looking at the total time, you're looking at the splits between each one. 0.16, 0.19, 0.17, 0.17, 0.16. I'm trying to keep them to like 0.2. That was a 3.85, 0.18, 0.17, 0.18, 0.21. I felt myself getting teetered a little bit. All right, let's get on to the third one. .37, 0.19, 0.21, 0.23, 0.20. Let's do another one. That's 3.53, 0.20, 0.22, 0.25, 0.24. 3.53. I may or may not have enough rounds for this last one, but we'll do however many I have in there. We'll go down there and take a look at it. All right, so on this one, what we're looking at is the overall pattern of the rounds. And the goal is to have the tightest group right here, because obviously my aiming reference, oops, sorry, I gotta fix the camera. Obviously my aiming reference is here. So height over bore, it should put them right here. So every pair, if my mount is good, my stance is good, everything is good, and I'm not doing too much to the gun, pushing it down in between shots or whatever, then they all should generally be about right there. I still felt several things that I need to work on throughout, mainly that have to do with my stance and my core, but Obviously, these aren't part of the necessarily like overall picture, but as a whole, not bad. Okay, we got 3 IPSC targets out at 7 yards, 1 yard apart. On the timer, we're gonna put 2 shots on each one. We're gonna go from left to right. I spent a lot of my time in dry fire this week working on transitions, trying to stop precisely on the dot without overrunning it and being ready to hit the trigger the second that I'm on the dot. That I'm on the aiming reference. So let's see how I do. Woo. Very, very hot, very hot. Okay, I noticed right off the bat, I was real slow to get to that first target, and then I felt like I was behind, and I pulled away before I got the second shot off. So I already see one outside. I think the rest of them are in. It was 0.92 up to the first one, then a 0.15 split, 0.78 to the second target with a 0.17 split, 0.87 to the next one with a 0.14 split. My splits seem to be okay between the shots. Really slow to the first target and really slow in between. So see if we can speed it up. It was 1.11 to the first shot, 0.18 split, 0.76 with a 0.15, 0.71. I sped it up a little between those two, but I put another one outside on the first target. That should be the given. That right there should be the gimme target. And we go again. Another one outside on that first target. 2.93. We had a 0.85 with a 0.14, 0.89 across, 0.19, 0.66 to the last one with a 0.20. I am doing really good on every target but this first target. Now it's time for me to figure out what I'm doing wrong. I obviously did not drill something correctly in dry fire this week. That's something I'm going to have to take back with me, is up to that first target. Finally, 2.70, all around better, all the way across. Okay, last one, and we'll go take a look at it. Enough rounds, but apparently I didn't. We only got 2 shots on the first 2. Good grief. All right, so we did 5 of them, so there should be 10 on every one except for the last one. The first 3 I did, that one, then that one, then that one. So we got 1, 2, 3 C's. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The rest are A's. This target had all A's and 1 out. The sun's really in my face, so I'm not exactly sure which one. I did that one, but obviously it was as I was coming on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one. Its target's been patched up, so it's kind of hard to see them really good, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all A's. So I gotta improve this. I gotta improve my up to first 2 shots. And that's not even part of transitioning. I mean, there's no way that these are me trying to transition too early. That's just me not controlling my first pair as I come up. Okay, 7 yards. 3 PCSL targets, which is the torso looking targets with the K head box and the A, C, D. We're only worried about the A and the K. We don't want it anywhere else. So do a little rifle cross. So on the buzzard, I'm going from left to right. We're gonna go A, K, middle target, A, right target, up to K, right target, back to middle A, up, and finish at K on the left target. We're gonna be working on trying to put everything together, literally everything together. Grip, stance, vision, focusing on a small spot, transitioning, aiming scheme. Here we go. .57. I literally felt every single thing I did wrong and could see it happen on the target. At this distance, with the sun as bright as it is, left target, 1, barely on the line, almost outside. I totally let it come off my shoulder over there. Got 1 way low. Good grief. All right, let's do that again. .63. Good. Good. 1 a little left, and in the head box, 1 a tiny bit low. As I'm going from left to right, I'm not keeping everything tight. I feel stuff loosen up, and I have to drag it back in. It is apparent for sure. I will say this Rise, I think it's super sporting, triggered 3.5 pound. It's saving me. It's carrying me across this. It's not me. It 100% carried me across that. Okay, let's do it again. .67. Feel it starting to loosen up. As I pivot with my knees, I need to make sure I'm keeping my grip. Okay, we got 2 more before we look at the target. Got a little wild on that far right target. All right, let's do one more and we'll go look at them. Again. Okay, let's go down and take a look at these. Okay. Here's what it looks like from where I'm standing. I'm coming up, left, middle, right. So in the drill, this would be my first engagement and that would be my last. At least one of these in each one of my, out of the 5, 3 of them, I didn't get my first predictive pair off like I should, but really good job focusing on my aiming reference and getting my reactive pair. Over here, staying pretty centered below my aiming reference. Here it opened up a little bit, and that's where, as I'm coming across from the first one, not too bad though. We got one C, and then, I mean, obviously it's in this A box, but that'd be a C. And then the third target, we got at least one, 2 out of the head box, and then 1, 2, 3. So obviously I can greatly improve the speed up to my first pair, and then all the transitions. I need to be getting between target faster. So, but. Okay guys, last drill of the day is an accelerator drill. I have targets at 10, 25, and 50. We're going A zone on the oval shaped target. We got 10, 25, and 50. We're going to be 2 shots per, 2, 2, and 2. Obviously, I can go faster at the closer targets and slowest at the farther targets. So let's see how we do. On that first one, that was 5.51. I can at least see the 2 A's from here on the first one. I can't see past that. We'll have to go look at them in a minute. Okay. So 1.08 to the first one with a 0.13 split, 0.87 on the transition with a 0.63 split, and then a 0.76 to the last one where there was a 0.97 split. So harder target, taking more time in between the shots. 5.12. It takes a lot of time if you miss your point of aim on the after the transition. Obviously, it takes time to come back, and I had a lot of that going on. 5.12. This is my first time to run this drill. It was a little wonky setting it up on this range because of the way the barricade goes and curves. I had to kind of slant everything, so it's more like 12, 26, and 52, but it's close enough. Middle one, boy, my transition over to that one sucked. 6.01. In between each drill, as I set up and move everything and get everything ready, I've been sticking my camera in an ice box to keep it from overheating. Last thing you want is to film a whole drill and it have overheated just part way through. Okay. Let's go down there and see how we did. Okay. 4.90. Just gonna get this thing undone here. Okay. Go out to the 25-yard target. So we put 2 rounds on each target each run, so there should be 10 shots on each target. So on this first one, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got all A's on that one, which should be at 10 yards. 25 yard, I can already see some not so great. Okay, this is the 25-yard target. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 2 outside of the A, which would be the C's. All right, now the 50-yard target. I haven't done a lot of training lately, shooting out to 50 yards. I mean, I felt good. Each trigger press, I felt good. But okay, so it's a pretty wide array here, all over the place. Let's see if we got all of them on the target. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Obviously, I draw mine instead of cut them. It takes less time. So I got 2 mics, 3A, 1, 2, 2C, and 3D. So the big takeaway from this one is it is bright, so I had my dot turned up a little bit. Obviously, shooting out to 50 with a red dot, I would have my dot down as low as I could get it, as small as I could get it. And I'm going to be honest, when I looked out here, I looked at brown. So I'm putting my red dot on this, in the center of this brownness, not here. And the way it works is you hit where you aim. So if I'm aiming at the whole thing, I'm going to hit all over the whole thing. Not to say if I'd have been staring at this, I'd have done any better, but I definitely was not focusing. And I made that aiming reference big enough that I could see it from back there. So I need to improve upon this one on the next one.